I'm Rosemary Cescolini, former high school teacher turned successful entrepreneur simply by pursuing an alternative career in manufacturing. I'd like you to join me each week as I speak to successful women who are making their fortunes both professionally and personally, working or owning a business in alternative careers. My mission on this Only Women Entrepreneurs podcast, or O, is to provide support, guidance, and resources for young women to help them better select alternative careers that are actually lifelong and fulfilling, whether it's in manufacturing or construction. And I want to assist them in achieving their untapped potential. In today's episode, I share my story of how I earned my financial success in manufacturing, an exclusively club dominated by men. I was raised in Toronto by immigrant parents from Italy who instilled the values of hard work, a willingness to acquire new skills, and education. With only a grade 5 education and little skills to offer their newly adopted home, both my parents worked in blue-collar jobs. My dad worked in construction where he helped build highways, subway lines, and install sewer and water main. My mother worked in a factory Monday to Friday on an assembly line packaging hot dogs. And on Saturday, Sunday, my mom operated the presses at a laundromat for a dry cleaner. My parents, they did work long hours and were rarely home. Their goal was home ownership, financial security, and a better life for their children. They actually managed to achieve all their goals and many more. Why? Because they were willing to do work that others didn't want to do, and that was manual labor. For their dedication and hard work, my parents were financially compensated, and which in turn allowed them to move up on the social ladder. They started off as part of the working immigrant class and then graduated to upper middle class. Over the years, as I grew up, I watched and learned a lot from my parents. The days I was home from school, my parents would take me to work and show me their responsibilities. I asked questions. I got to try out really neat things, such as learning how to operate an excavator or a backhoe. When I went to work with my mom, I got to sample new products, which was always a wonderful treat. And I learned about packaging in the assembly line. These experiences really opened my eyes in a lot of ways. One significant lesson I learned on really early was without people like my parents, I don't know where our society would be. Like, we wouldn't be eating hot dogs, we wouldn't have sidewalks to walk on. And they really provided important services and commodities that all of society enjoys today. The other important lesson that I took away from my upbringing was blue-collar careers gave my parents a unique opportunity for upward mobility. As a young child, money was tight and we couldn't afford luxuries like meat, fruit, and fresh vegetables on a regular basis. And my parents would plant gardens and fruit trees, and they were seasonable, but at least we got to sample them more often than less. As my parents gained more skills and experience, they were promoted to better responsibilities in their jobs, and they received benefits, and with a higher pay, of course. With these advancements, our standard of living began to climb, and our family could afford many more luxuries, which I was very grateful for. As I matured into a young adult, my parents wanted my life to be a lot easier than theirs, and they believed that at the time the best way for me to have that was to go to university and receive a degree, and that I did. I broke all the barriers in being the first in my family to actually be accepted and graduate from university. I received a Bachelor's of Ed degree from Queen's University, and I embarked on a teaching career. As a teacher, I knew I would have a secure and well-paid job, and with benefits, of course. But the biggest thing is I had the privilege of shaping young minds, something I considered as a serious responsibility. I was really thrilled to begin my career as a teacher. However, much to my disappointment, working in the education system was short-lived. My values and beliefs clashed with what was expecting me to teach. I just couldn't compromise on my principles, and I couldn't face my students and to lie and perpetuate whatever the political agenda of the day was. Hence, I decided to seek a new career, and I made the decision to enter the male-dominated industry of manufacturing. I was invited by my father-in-law, Floriano Cescolini, a master artisan from Italy who specialized in carpentry. And he asked me to become a team member of the family business, a business he started in 1975, and it's called the Royal Door Limited. It's a company that manufactures interior and exterior doors for the residential, commercial, and industrial sectors. I can tell you that was an extremely, extremely scary time for me because it was a new career path that I actually didn't have any information or experience. I was totally clueless. And as a woman, though, I quickly realized that the only way that I would get respect from my male peers was to be able to do everything, but I would have to do it better than they were able to do. I spent countless hours learning every aspect of our production to perfection. These included ordering raw material, ensuring that the order came in correctly, processing it, sculpturing the individual pieces of wood for each door design that we produced, and preparing it for final assembly. Once I mastered every step of the production process, I moved into sales. Sales, that was my forte. They actually skyrocketed under my leadership because I could answer every question our clients had about every aspect of our products, from newly acquired skills that I got from the production staff. My mostly male clients gained confidence in me as a sales rep and in our product. In 3 decades that I've been with the company, we went from offering 5 door styles to over 150. Our sales went from 500 to over 55,000 doors per year. Our client base started in Ontario only. Now we're nationwide. We have over 3,000 repeat clients, which include major retailers, top designers, architects, contractors, and builders. And some of these clients will appear on this show, and they will share their experiences as women working in manufacturing and construction. I really look forward to having an interview with them. Our products are actually featured everywhere in home renovation and construction magazines, on home improvement shows such as Love It or List It, Toronto, and Vancouver. We also are on Home and Garden TV, Toronto. Our doors are famous in that they've been in a variety of series of Netflix, such as Hemlock Grove and Green Door. Our doors tend to make it on a lot of movie sets because we have the reputation of being the fastest manufacturer in the country. You can have your product in as little as 2 hours' time. Even celebs and athletes love our doors. We have supplied products to Elton John, Justin Bieber, hockey greats Bobby Orr of the Boston Bruins, Gary Roberts of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that's just to name a few. As I look back on my 30 years of experience in manufacturing, there's nothing I would actually change. I would do it all over again because the possibilities are endless. During this time, I woke up every single day happy and content because I was excited as to I wasn't sure what I'd create that day, and whatever I felt like creating, I would be able to create, and it was in my own hands. And the other thing is, I had these wonderful opportunities to meet people, and I wasn't sure who I was going to meet that day, and it was exciting to find out. My career in manufacturing has been a recipe for success because it includes happiness, fulfillment, and financial security. A career in manufacturing also provided me with the chance to have a complete and fulfilled life. As an entrepreneur, I was able to set my own hours, and that allowed me to be a hands-on parent to our 4 children. I was able to be involved in their school life, participate on parent council, volunteer, and also coached some of their athletic teams. All our children have now grown up, finished school, and they decided to work in the family business and continue the tradition. As they entered the business, I started to plan my retirement. And as I contemplated leaving the labor force, I thought for a moment, man, I must be really selfish because I'm just fading off into the sunset with a happy, wonderful life, and not sharing my experiences with young women who, like me, have the desire for happiness, economic independence, and complete satisfaction and purpose with their lives. As for all these reasons I mentioned, this is why I chose to start the Only Women Entrepreneurs podcast, because I want every woman to have the opportunity to share in the same success and passion for their career as I experienced. No matter what stage of life you're at, there's a place for you in a non-traditional career in manufacturing and construction. And let me help you navigate you into a new career or even starting your own business. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my personal story on the O podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share this episode with others so they can have a chance to join in. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming episodes. If you have a little bit of time, if you could please give me a 5-star review, I would really, really be happy with that and appreciate it. I read all of them, and it's how I know that I'm giving you the information that you find valuable. Make sure you come and interact with me over Instagram and also TikTok. You can also find me on YouTube. And also, if you require further information, guidance for career selection, or starting up your own business, be sure to look me up on my website, onlywomenentrepreneurs.com, where I offer individualized training programs and include business and personal development. And I'm so excited that you joined me this week. Make sure you hit subscribe and you find out when my next episode launches, where I will be speaking to a woman that's successfully carving out her life in an alternative career. Thanks again.